Hello, everybody. It's the Pearlo Wisdom Show. Oh, hey, how's it going, everybody? Thought I'd come on. I got about 45 minutes, but I'm going to be on tonight as well. Um, Probably doing a stream tonight. I was just going to look at the games today, look at some of the things that happened today. I got Jacob Varan is back in for Detroit. Freddie Bluger is going to be in for Pittsburgh tonight. That's a big thing for them. And Carlson is coming back for San Jose, which is actually kind of a surprise to me. I thought he would be out for the year or close to it, but apparently he's going to try to come back. Don't know exactly why, to tell you the honest truth. It's not really necessary that he comes back. Uh, Not really necessary for Carlson to come back right now. They shouldn't be wanting to make the playoffs, or even, they really don't have a chance to make the playoffs. I'll be right back, whoever's here, which doesn't look like anybody. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I didn't realize I had forgot to do something. I'll wait till some people come in here. But McCann, hey, how you doing, Mark? Welcome in, buddy. I'm on. I'm going to be on for about an hour. Thought I'd come on for a bit. I probably will be doing a live stream tonight for about the third period of the Washington Edmonton game with off the wall. No, tomorrow's off the wall hockey. Tonight, what are we doing tonight? I think it's the Vegas game tonight. I'm going to try to catch the third period with Peyton on the radio. See if I can catch that. But anyways, I've been really busy today, but I noticed that McCann was signed. Man, that seems pricey, although it probably isn't, I guess. It's probably about, what was it? How much was that again? Oh, what's this about now? 2022 potential Group 5 free agents. That usually doesn't leave you much. Jacob Zaboral could be a Group 5 free agent at the end of the year. And Zachary Sinishin too. Wow. Those are the two from the 2015 draft that they're two of the three first round picks could become Group 5 free agents this year. That's kind of embarrassing. Yo, yo, how you doing? I was just talking about how Sinishin and I'll bring it up. Sinishin and Zaboral are up for Group 5 free agency this year. The two of the three picks, and then DeBrusk wants out. So that's all three picks could be gone out of Boston this year, next year. Oh, there's Bill talking about Boston. I was just talking about how Sinishin, uh, uh, and Zaboral could become 2000, Group 5 free agents at the end of this year. And DeBrusk wants to be traded. So if they become Group 5 free agents, which all they got to do is not sign, and Sinishin already asked to be traded, which probably he's not going to sign. Zaboro, I don't know. But if that happens, then all three of their first-round picks will no longer be in Boston of the one of the deepest drafts ever in 2015. That they had 3 picks in a row, and you pretty much whiff on all of them. Brutal. With Barzal, Shabbat, and all the guys who were on the board. And they went off the board and took DeBrusk and Sinishin and all the. Why would you go off the board that heavy on that draft? I don't know. That was brutal. I think they did get Brandon Carlo in the second round, though. That was the one thing. Out of the 5 picks they had in the first and second rounds, they ended up with one guy, Zaboro. Well, they might sign Zaboro, I guess. But, I mean, Zaboro doesn't look like he's heading towards a... Oh, got to plug in before I lose you. Okay, I did it in time. Oh, Edmonton's... when they did the coaching change, I was not like going, okay, we're fine now. They got a bad, I've said it here a million times, they have a bad defense. They have a poorly constructed defense group. The players on the defense are not good. Simple as that. Oh, okay, cool. Anyways, what I was really looking at was that McCann deal, but it just came up all the Group 5 free agents that could be available. Gabriel Carlson, maybe. Not really. Mitchell Stevens, I'm sure they'll sign him. William Lagesson could be a Group 5. Edmonton's got to sign him. Austin Strand is interesting. Rem Pitlick, Montreal will sign him for sure. Sami Niku, probably the end of his NHL for a while, I would think. I don't think anybody's going to give Niku another chance. Mark Friedman in Pittsburgh. Nicholas Merkley. Oh, yeah, Nick Merkley, right. Jake Wallman, Joshua. Oh, somebody might get Dakota Joshua, but these things are usually like there's nobody really ever here. Joe Snively, career minor leaguer, so not much there. But the Blue Jackets extend Dustin Danforth, $970K. 2 years. That seems like he was in the ACHL not long ago. Danny DeKaiser clears waivers. His career's got to be close to over now. And Jared McCann signs a 5-year deal with an annual average of $5 million. That's a long contract for, I know, like he's their leading scorer. So I kind of get it, but 5 years? Jared McCann's been kind of inconsistent. There will be some who criticize the decision like this to lock another mid-20s player for a big cap hit. Yeah, I don't really understand why they're doing that. What do you need to sign Jared McCann for 5 years for? It sounds like they're just building themselves up to be... I don't get it. I don't understand. is he? Can he play? He can play wing though, right? I guess he's kind of like a utility guy, but what do they need to do that for in Seattle? I don't know what Ron Francis is doing there in Seattle. Yeah, he can play left wing, but 5 years, I guess he may have value to trade, but he's got a 10-team no trade list too on top of that. I don't know. It just seems odd to me. 33 points in 50 games, 21 goals. I guess, he's kind of on a 30 goal pace. And he's 25. But I mean, you really got to hope that there's people that come up in your lineup that takes Jared McCann's job. I don't know. Yeah, I had a great night last night too. Edmonton would always win the Battle of Alberta. Yeah, they're just a bad. I had Calgary all day yesterday. I I listened to like other. There was other cappers that I listened to, and Joe Flyers know them. Like they were waffling on Calgary last night, and I was like, no way, Calgary all day, Calgary all day. Edmonton's not winning that game. No way. No way. Edmonton, like Calgary's got more heart in their, you know, Edmonton doesn't have any heart. They have no their goaltending isn't even really the true problem, but is a problem, and their defense is terrible. I think they've got more problems than that in there. I think McDavid is starting to get jaded too. Uh, I this has been brought up before. I brought it up before. And it's brutal to say, to even get out of my lips. But I think you got to trade Draisaitl. They need a package of young players, like a solid package of young players to build around for that team that can like play right now, and then add some veterans. I don't know what the answer in that on that team is. They need solid young defensemen. They don't really have. Like Broberg will be, but I mean he's playing minutes he probably shouldn't be playing right now. So are they going to kill his development now? I'm kind of at a loss there. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know what to say for Edmonton. I'm seriously getting dangerously close to trading Draisaitl for a whole package of players, and that is just disgusting. Really, it's not a healthy situation there. I never thought I didn't think like the new coach was going to be able to do that much more than Tippett. I mean, I think Tippett was kind of, past his time for that type of team. But I seriously don't know if even like one of the best coaches in the league are going to make that much of a difference for that defense that they have. So I wish I could tell you how to solve that problem in Edmonton. I really don't. I really don't. Yeah, but besides that, I mean, I hit pretty much everything last night. The only thing that I didn't hit last night, I had Blue Jackets team total over 2.5. That was good. I had the Blue Jackets and Toronto to score first period. I missed that one. Swayman. Wasn't Allmark in last night? Now that LA's a tenacious team, man. And the Bruins were first game back after a super long road trip. I was all over LA last night. I had LA 0.5 first period. And just in case I didn't go money line on LA. I took the puck line. Full game and first period, because I don't care what team you are, playing your first game back off of a road trip is a long road trip, 5 and only 1 day off. No, I'm pretty sure it was Allmark last night. Pretty sure. Yeah, it was Allmark. Allmark and then Peterson for LA, who's been playing better, fortunately for them. Yeah, Allmark was in last night. But yeah, I had Columbus team total over. I think I had a little bit on Toronto in reg. What other games were there yesterday? Oh yeah, Panthers. I had first period, which I could have had the whole game. They ruined them. I had Avalanche in regulation. That's right. I don't think I had Toronto in reg. No, I didn't. I had Blue Jackets team total over. Avalanche in regulation. Flames. I sucked up the juice on the money line on that, and team total over 3, which was a push. But it was a pretty good day. Pretty killer day. Wow, that's pretty harsh words for a guy that's the thing about Bruce Cassidy. He pushes guys pretty hard. That's a tough win. They got a point out of it, but that's a tough win. You play 5 games on the road on a Western road trip, and you don't even go all the way home. I think they stopped in Columbus, right? Then you get 1 day off to take care of family matters or whatever, which is always the case. And then you got a game against LA, one of the hottest teams in the league and most underrated. Yeah, and we were just talking about that. I don't know if I get it. I guess he fills a spot until, you want Beniers to take that spot eventually. And they don't have a second line center coming up, so it kind of makes sense. He fills the spot. He is kind of almost like on a just about 30-goal pace this year. So 5 years till he's 30. Eventually, that might end up being a cheap contract. I don't mind it. You do got to have players. And if he likes it there, I guess he's found a spot where apparently people like him because he's bounced around the league for reasons I don't understand. Didn't he go from Florida to Pittsburgh to Toronto? And then Toronto gave him up instead of Kerfoot to Seattle. And now he finally gets to be able to call a place home, which I imagine for him is a good feeling. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the guy. I think he's a good player. I don't know if did you really need to sign him? He was a restricted free agent. I guess he could have just signed a 1 year and took off. And if everybody's getting along with him there well, and he seems to be able to carry the crest well, maybe it's not a bad idea to sign him up. But they even gave him a 10-team no trade clause. It just seems like, what was that necessary for a guy who's bounced around the league and all of that? I guess he did have a lot of leverage, though. because he could just sign a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal and be on his way. He signed for, and they got Yanni Gourde there for what, till 2025. And he can play wing, I guess. I guess you got to have players anyways. I don't know. It's so weird when you're doing like a team like Seattle. Like, how competitive are... Well, Larson's already signed up for a couple of years, so maybe after that, yeah. It's just funny to me because he has bounced around the league, which leads you to believe that maybe leadership wasn't the biggest thing for him. But yeah, I don't know his personality or whatever. I don't know why Florida gave up on him so fast. I mean, he always looked like he was good on the ice. And yet every time he would be traded off somewhere else. And I always wondered why that was. Yeah, I always wondered what that was, but I guess, like I said, he found a home in Seattle, a good home, a good paying, a good paying gig in Seattle now. We'll see how it turns out. I really like look at his career numbers wise. He's from Stockford, Ontario. He was a first round pick too by the Vancouver Canucks, although a late one. His career numbers. See, before this, like in Pittsburgh, he had 35 points in 66 games. Then he had 32 and 43. It was like a 64 point pace. And Pittsburgh let him go. Oh, did he not? He didn't play one game in Toronto. That's right. They traded somebody to them. I guess they just figured. I think they might have been just unfortunate. Like Vancouver, I can't remember why they traded him. And he went to Florida for a couple. His offense didn't grow, and maybe they thought he's not good enough defensively, and they weren't sure his offense was going to be able to support him, support his what he gets paid. And he just kept on working at it. And 33 points in 50 games is not spectacular, but for $5 million a year, if you can keep on going at that pace, it's probably all the money, but it's not a terrible contract, I guess. Hey, Lauren, how you doing, bud? Yeah, I don't get all that. I don't know what. Snarls, how you doing, man? Thanks for coming in, buddy. Yeah, well, it's not really a ban on prospects. It's they're something about their working agreement or whatever. I don't know enough about that stuff to comment on it. I just think it's politically driven, whatever. I don't know. I know it affects the Rangers a lot with that kid, that prospect that they have that went back to Russia. I wonder if he's wishing he didn't go back to Russia now. What was his name? Should be on there on loan. Loan. Vitaly Kravtsov, yeah. So that's going to muddle a whole bunch of things. And then what about the guys that are supposed to be drafted this year? The Russian prospects. Yurov, I think it is. Yeah, Kravtsov. And then Yurov, he's supposed to be, he's draft eligible. Now, you know, that totally affects his life. He was supposed to be in the top 10, a top 10 pick. I don't know. I don't know. I doubt that. I think they're going to hash this out. I don't think they can prevent a guy from coming over. I don't know. But like I said, I can't even really give an opinion. I don't know what the stipulations are or how this is all going to work out. I have no idea. Yeah, it's just life, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know. You know what? I don't even know anything about that situation, what's going on there, because you can't listen to anything you hear, anyways. So you're hearing a whole bunch of stuff that really. Okay. I'm sure though. I'm sure they'll be able to come back. They'll figure something out. Jack Campbell may go back up Carter Hart. That's pretty expensive backup. He's a really. I mean, he would. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Why? What are they going to do? Get back for Campbell there? I guess they would have. They got to be thinking of getting Fleury then, which is about the only thing that'll save him now. Campbell's not making that much money this year, right? How much is he making? I think I looked it up. Yeah, he's only making 1.6. But his next contract's going to be more than that. I don't know. You know what? Like, what is Campbell's contract going to be next year? I don't even know now. Like, he was heading probably for a $6 million a year contract. Now, maybe 3.5. Yeah, they're not going to get. I don't know if they'll get all that much for Campbell now, but if they want Fleury, I don't know how that deal's going to look. I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know though. I mean, Fleury is from Quebec somewhere, right? I should know that. He's like my favorite guy, favorite NHL player, and I don't even know where he's from. That's why I never pay. I don't pay attention to where people are from. For some reason, I don't know why. Why am I looking at Chicago? Yeah, he's from Sorel, Quebec. So maybe he'll go to Toronto. Maybe he'll go to Toronto. I suppose that'd be an interesting deal for sure because he's got $7 million cap hit. Now I know it's prorated; they can work. Chicago would definitely retain in that situation, and I would think it's doable for sure, and they could probably re-sign him too. And that they would have to. That might save him to a certain degree. I would be interesting to see what I still don't think they're a contender, but they have no choice but to pretend that they are. They have no choice now. They're so top heavy offensively, like they're bought in now. They have no choice. I totally get doing something like that, but going to Philadelphia, why would Philadelphia give up draft picks for a goaltender right now? I don't think they would sign him in Philly after that, for unless he's only going to take like $2.5 million or something like that. They'd have Toronto by the balls. They practically are doing them a favor by taking them. Oh, okay. March 31st is his retirement ceremony. Nice. Yeah, it's an interesting rumor. It's one that I haven't heard. Let me see if I look at this. I have a specific rumor site that I look at. Maybe it's up there now. Oh, Flyers and Avalanche, yeah. Okay, so there was some fake thing that said that, according to Elliot Freeman during his 32 Thoughts, he essentially shut down a report that, okay, so Ristolainen did not turn down a big offer from the Flyers. Okay, well, that is a big offer. They offered 4 to 4.75 mil, and he turned it down. Well, you're crazy. I don't know. Maybe somebody's. Canucks are trying to trade to get a defenseman. They're looking for a young defenseman. Nils Lundqvist's name is coming up. So Nils Lundqvist possibly from the Rangers. Merrick believes that the Avalanche are focused on JT Miller. Miller has one more year left. Come on. The Avalanche have also looked into Andrew Kopp. But JT Miller to the Avalanche, obviously to play wing, I would imagine. That would be pretty killer. I'm pretty sure JT Miller would okay that. Even though he doesn't, I don't think he has a no trade clause anyways. I think they might be trying to move Zadina in a deal, but I think it's going to be a pretty difficult deal. He just hasn't panned out. Calgary is 6-0 on back-to-back games, Kenny. Wow. That's funny because I kind of like the Caps tonight, but I don't have really much on it, but I kind of like the Caps. It's like Caps are smoking on the road right now. They're just, it looks like they're getting out of their doldrums, whatever that was. And But it's hard not to back Calgary in any spot right now. No, and especially when you consider that they backed out of Hughes to get him. Oh, was Kachuk after that too? Was that the Kachuk? Was that the Kachuk draft? Really? Oh, Simone Nemec, the guy I like, has moved up to number 4 on the draft chart. Brad Lambert has been moving up a bit. Daniel Yurov is falling. He's going to fall more now. Same as Miroshenko. What draft? What draft was that? What draft was that? 2017 or 17? Was that the 17 draft? No. 18? $18. No, it's Brady Kachuk. What year was that? No, you couldn't have got Kachuk. Brady, that's what I thought. Brady Kachuk was picked by Ottawa before Zadina. You could have had Quentin Hughes though. I remember that vividly because I thought they were going to take Quentin Hughes. I remember that vividly. Did you think wasn't Arizona took Barrett Hayton number 5 in that draft? And then it was Boquist, Kravtsov, Evan Bouchard, Wallstrom. But they could have had Quinn Hughes. Noah Dobson. Oh, I don't think Ottawa was going to take Zadina. They were all over Kachuk. They might have been playing some games with them or something. From what I understand, they were all over Kachuk. I got Vegas over Philadelphia. I slightly take Florida over Pittsburgh. I like Arizona. All the road teams. Toronto, I think, is going to be. I hate taking in Toronto with Campbell and net, but Seattle may look Campbell make look Campbell not look too bad tonight because they don't have many shooters. Rangers, Minnesota, I don't know. Probably Minnesota. Rangers play terrible with Gorgiev. Dallas, Nashville, I like Dallas. So many road teams. St. Louis, Ottawa, I got to go with St. Louis, but I don't like it. Tampa over Winnipeg. I think that's a sneaky game, that Chicago-Anaheim game. And I got a weird feeling about Washington. No Shesterkin for the Rangers, yeah. Yeah, you can't really take. You can't really. It's hard to back the Rangers. Like every time Gorgiev is in net, I think they lose. The only thing is Minnesota is really struggling right now too. Keandre Miller, what was that in that draft? Was he in that draft? Oh, yeah, 22nd overall. Holy crap, yeah. Look at all the guys that, like, Philadelphia took Jay O'Brien. New Jersey took Smith. Oh, Philadelphia did get Farabee in that one. Anaheim got Lundestrom at 22. That was a beautiful pickup. Yeah, the Rangers picked him up. That was a killer pickup for them. And then they got, like, what was it, last year, the year before, they got Schneider way down there, and he looks like he's going to be amazing. They traded up to get Schneider, actually. He was supposed to go to New Jersey, and then New Jersey took Macamadulin, who we'll see what happens with him. Big, rangy guy, but Schneider's looking like a beast. I think Detroit's going to be looking at free agents next year. I think Detroit's. Oh, Verana's in tonight. Verana is in tonight versus Arizona, and I think for at least this night, I don't think that's good for them because now all the lineup all changes and stuff, and people aren't used to each other and stuff like that. I could see Arizona winning that game. Eventually, it's very, very good. But Detroit's not making the playoffs this year. They're not going to make the playoffs with any year, I don't think, with Nadal. Everybody tells me Nedeljkovic is a good goaltender, but I don't buy it. You look at what Bernier did there in Detroit the last couple of years. I mean, he had the same defense. He looked great. Nedeljkovic doesn't look great. Nothing will be worse than Wings trading first-round pick that they could have got. Oh, back when? Oh, back in those days. Oh, okay. Yeah. But they're hitting their picks pretty darn good now. That's for sure. Detroit's hitting pretty well. It's Stevie Y, of course, but I don't know how Kosa is doing, but from what I've seen so far, look at their roster. Rasmussen, I don't know, like he's such a big guy. It takes so long for those guys to develop. I don't think he's ever going to be a huge offensive threat, but I get the pick. 6'6", 221. He had 18 points in 54 games, and he's only 22 years old. So he still has offensive upside. He's probably going to be a third liner, but a really good one at that. They really need another center, though. But Jacob Verana coming back, I think they're going to sign. And Moritz Seider, of course, is amazing. And Lucas Raymond. I just have a feeling they're going to sprinkle in some veterans here. Now they are under Eisman. He can pick players and attract players to the Wings. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Detroit's in a pretty good spot. I don't know, like, honestly, though, when I look at their depth chart, I still don't see that they're super huge in prospects. but that could really stuck. I mean, I could be surprised by that. I'm not watching them every day. Yeah, if they go after some defense, I just think like he's not. I don't think he's going to be grabbing the Letties this time. I think he's going to be grabbing some players that are fairly significant this time. Middle younger, I don't know, but I mean, I've looked at the free agent list so many times. You wouldn't go after PK Subban, would he? Nah. If Lindholm were to go on, I bet you he would take a shot at Lindholm. Then there's like Calvin DeHaan. That's a guy I could see him going after. Connor Murphy. Somebody like that. I could see him doing something like that. Just somebody to add a little veteran leadership that's young enough that they can still be there in a couple years. As these more, they got. I mean, Vollander's still coming. They got Edvinsson still coming. Both of them look like they're progressing really, really well. Edvinsson looks like he's going to be a beast. And then you've already got Sider there and Hronek, like just with the guys they got coming up, in 2 years, they're going to have a beast-like defense. I just think that he's going to want to get a veteran locked up to help those guys. Or like a good veteran, too, not just your run-of-the-mill like a Letty or somebody like that. In Anaheim, he's going to rebuild. He's going to actually convince them to do a proper rebuild in Anaheim. I'll believe it when I see it. I hope so. I hope so, because they desperately need that to happen. I think that that's the only way they can go. So Verbeek said that he is looking to deal a lot of UFA with 1 or 2 years left. Let me see if I can find that. I don't see where he said anything like that. Hardwork wants to build for the Anaheim Ducks. Verbeek retired. He worked with Holland though. So okay, it says they're not doing a total rebuild. Huh. That would be interesting to see what he wants, what he's talking about a rebuild. The Athletic? Okay, I have the Athletic. Yeah, I mean, the problem with that, I mean, yeah, he's not getting it, but what do you think you're going to get for him? It's, I don't think you're going to get much for Zadina now. I don't think you're going to get your first round pick back. You know, like, think if you're a general manager out there and look at what you just said. He's not performing here on the fourth. He's young enough where he could, a change of scenery might just fit in. Sure, you use the word might. If I'm another team like, say, Arizona or, you know, maybe Philadelphia or Montreal that's looking, you know, a couple teams that probably, maybe not Arizona, but Montreal or Philadelphia that might be interested in him. You know, these are teams that are looking to do a quick rebuild. Montreal has mentioned that. Do you think they're going to want to give you a first for him or something like that? Probably not. Maybe if they're going to do that deal, they might want to look for a more veteran player. That's what I would do in that deal. If they're going to trade Zadina, I would be looking to more of a veteran player back. You're going to get more value out of that than trying to get a draft pick or something like that. I think that would be the best way to go because they got cap room. There's I'd have to think about like who they could get back in that situation, but somebody like Dvorak and, you know, maybe you could get a package of Dvorak or something like that, or Lehkonen and a pick or something like that. Like somebody that can play, help the, you know, is going to be effective now and later. That could be a while. I think you could be better off doing something like that. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're making calls. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But if I'm another general manager out there, you know, they're not in a very good spot with him. Let's put it that way. You read today? Okay, I was looking at the Athletic. I got derailed. Ooh. Yeah, I don't see anything in it in the Athletic. Yeah, like it's hard to put a value on a player that has done so poorly like that. I don't think you're going to get a first. I don't think anybody's going to pony up a first for a guy that hasn't really performed. I could be wrong. There could be a team could be out there going, you know, it's a late first. They could see something in him or they know how to make him tick or something like that. Apparently, he beats himself up hardcore. That's the problem. He's really hard on himself and he can't get out of the habit of doing it. That's what I've heard. So if some team thinks they have the magic of a elixir to stop him from doing that, maybe, you know, maybe they can figure it out. But Okay. Hey, Rickett, how you doing, buddy? Got a couple things for you today. Let me look it up. I'll tell you what I like today. Now that you're in here, so a bunch of you are going to get some free picks today. Coyotes versus Red Wings over first period. That whole game over. Lightning over Jets ML. Lightning Jets over 6. Senators versus Blues over first period as well. Stars team total over 2.5. I guess they really do like him there. He's probably going to be a third liner. I'm not sure. He's got a great, he's a leadership type guy, even when he was drafted. And I still think they got a lot of upside. I still think they think he's got a lot of upside because he has had injury issues and stuff. Probably Leafs over Kraken in reg. Leafs minus 0.5 first period. That's a good one. Capitals ML first period. Throw a tiny bit on that. And I got Capitals plus 1.5 and Dallas Stars plus 1.5. And I may throw a little bit on Dallas ML too. So I got all that for you. I'm going to be going live tonight, I think, with Peyton on the radio, you guys, if you want to be on that. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I could see a draw in that Penguins Panthers game. I don't know. I lean Panthers, but Penguins get up for that game. I'm not up for that. Oh, Elias Anderson had 6 goals in 4 games. Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's really good. I'm I gotta say that's amazing. I did not know that. Wow, 6 goals in 4 games. Elias Anderson's gonna put it all together, maybe. Man, that would be huge for LA if he could figure it out. Is he gonna be okay? He's not Elias Anderson. Yeah, 6 and no assists either, just 6 goals. He's shooting out the lights there. Shooting out the lights. Anyways, I don't know if you got all that, Rickett. John. That's John Rickett's Picks, by the way. Check him out. He's got a great channel. But I think I got to get going, guys. I got to go pick up the wife. I just came on for an hour or so. I will be on probably tonight. I'm going to try to catch it with Peyton on the radio. So get over there on that. And thanks for coming on. I won't be on tomorrow at all. I got some important stuff to do tomorrow. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming in. I should be on Thursday. Have a great day, everybody. Okay, bye.